Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech, where we dive into all things WSU Tech and highlight the voices within our college community. I'm Dr. Sheree Utash, and today we have the honor of chatting with Lexi Michael. Thanks for being here, Lexi.
Oh, thank you for having me, Sheree. I'm excited.
So we always like to try to kick off with you introducing yourself and telling everyone what you do and how that relates to the mission of the college.
Sure. Well, I am the Dean of Culinary Arts.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm the Dean of Culinary Arts and Niche, which is the National Institute of Culinary and Hospitality Education at WSU Tech. And I lead the charge in all things curriculum for our Culinary Arts Program and anything else really going on in Niche. So I work towards helping our students get skills that are going to help them in the workforce and making Wichita a richer, more viable community.
Great. So give us an overview of what is Niche and how does it tie into the culinary program?
Yeah, so Niche is a multifaceted kind of concept. It's a large building in downtown Wichita, once a department store, and it's been converted into a facility that houses our school, as well as a lot of spaces that give our students the chance to have applied learning opportunities.
So where do they have applied learning within the space?
A lot of places. If you go onto the first floor, when you first enter the building, if you look to your left, you'll see our bistro. It's the Envision Bistro, and it is a working bistro. Our students are on the line 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, serving the public because it is open to the public. It's part of a food hall that we have there in the building with several different other spaces available where students will be having the opportunity to also serve the public in the food hall. We have a coffee shop that will be opening up in mid-November, and it's also going to be another space that they can get some curriculum time in as applied learning.
So actual live learning, applied learning in those kitchens and spaces while they're in the program.
That's
correct?
Right. Working with our experienced chef team and getting feedback from them right on the spot. So
Great. Well, we have seen a lot of growth in this program in a very short amount of time, and I'm thrilled by that. I just saw some numbers, early numbers for spring, that you are up in culinary arts and hospitality. So, what do you think's made it so successful so quickly?
Well, I think, for one thing, we were an area that was desperate for this. We needed this, right? A lot of, I've known people who have come from Wichita who had to leave, had to go to other places. So I think it was just a general need in the community. But I think that there's also a lot of community support, a lot of enthusiasm for what we're doing and how we're doing it. That's just kind of led to the success of it. I think we've got a lot of community partners who really believe in us, and they've helped spread the word. Just general support from our college family.
And your program, your culinary program, has a few unique things that makes it very different. What are those things?
Well, of course, the applied learning opportunities, the fact that we have an event space that our students can work in, the fact that we're in a downtown area is very unique because a lot of schools do have applied learning. They'll have a restaurant of some kind on their campus. But normally, they're trying to simulate a working restaurant that is not always quite as real world as we find restaurants to be. They have a set lunchtime on a college campus that is fairly removed from public space. So it's usually people that have to make a reservation for the middle of the day. And we know that a lot of us aren't doing that. A lot of us are just getting our food needs on the fly. So I think that we're able to create a fast-paced environment that's a little bit more true to what a lot of our students are going to be experiencing.
I will just say, if you haven't been to the Envision Bistro and watched these students, it's amazing.
Yeah.
They are turning food at 6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, they are. We pride ourselves on that ticket time.
It is amazing to watch and to see them in action, and they're the ones that are really doing it. So there is no better, on-the-job training than being in that bistro watching those students do that. Yep. What kind of a degree or certification can a student get in your program
Yeah. So they can get a technical certificate or an Associate's Applied Sciences in Culinary Arts.
What does that prepare them to do?
What does that prepare them to do? It prepares them to be kitchen ready. It prepares them to understand what the foundational skills of a chef are, walking into a restaurant, so that you're not necessarily put on the lower dregs of the line, right? You have you have your cooking skills, and you have some managerial skills as well, some team leadership skills, also some finance skills, and as far as knowing how to do an inventory, how to create a food cost, those kinds of things.
So they go in with a little bit of superiority over somebody that's
Oh yeah,
just
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And the big thing is that showing that follow through, right? That ability to work with a team. Really, in the way that we do it, it's also showing experience, because we have so many hours that they have to clock in our lab. We guarantee over 1,000 hours of time in the kitchen, and that's work time.
And that's another uniqueness of your program.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So, what other offerings do you have in the works? I know you well enough to know that you have some things that you're thinking about doing.
Oh yeah, we always have a lot of things going on. So, we have our coffee shop that will be opening up soon. We are waiting on words about a grant that we've applied for to work with an organization here in Kansas called Sustain a Grain. And they do something very special. They work with a grain called kernza, which is a perennial grain that was developed here in Kansas by the Land Institute. And it could be a real game changer for the sustainability of our food system. But it's something that, have you ever heard of kernza, Sheree? Had you
Just
heard
from
of
you.
From me? Yeah.
That's the only reason.
So
I ate it in the bistro.
yeah, we
I
put it
ate
in.
something that had
put it in
kernza in
several
it.
dishes.
It was very
yes.
good.
It is. It has a lovely kind of warm spice quality to it, but it's something that the public doesn't really know much about. They're not familiar with it, and it's very chicken and egg. Farmers aren't going to produce it unless consumers are buying it, but consumers aren't going to buy it unless they're familiar with it. So we're becoming part of a grant with Sustain a Grain, who works with farmers and works with the general public to promote kernza, to develop some products that they can then look for others to take to market, just to kind of help them out. So we're really excited about that one. That's going to give us an opportunity to do some neat work with our students. We already work kernza into our curriculum in various places, but I think them being adjacent to product development is going to be a great opportunity for them to see that process and the important part of that part of our industry.
So you've kind of had your first graduates. And you have some more that are getting ready to graduate.
Yep.
What is it like for you to go to the restaurant that they're working in and see them?
Oh yeah, that's the most.
What's it like? What does it feel like?
Like a proud mama, I said.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's how it feels like. There's a lot of joy and just a lot of pride and excitement and just general good feels. Just knowing that they're out there and they're doing what they love and they're succeeding at it. That's what it's like.
So we talk about applied learning a lot, but just last night, we had the Henry Society
Yes.
event, and we had students, 15 students, I believe.
No, I think we had closer to 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually did they fixed all the food. They did the menus. They created the food. They served the food. They talked about the food.
They did a good job.
They did a fabulous job, and the food was excellent.
It was.
So when we talk about, that kind of learning, I was thinking about this last night, and I was thinking about, all the different student stories that are, that as they introduce themselves around the room, all their different stories.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite student story?
I do. It's actually one of our students who was there last night, a very recent addition, I suppose in the last year. So this is a student who's lived a lot of life and had a past and came to our school and found himself living out of his car while he was, and we didn't know it at the time, but he was his first semester coming to classes and he didn't really say much, so we didn't really have that on our radar. But a few months into his second semester, we were trying to promote students applying for scholarship. It was scholarship time, and we really wanted to get our students in there and make sure that they were doing their best to do that, to get that free money.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled him into the conference room and I was showing everybody, okay, this is how you go about applying for scholarships. It's really easy, yada, yada, yada. And telling him about the details of one of our really great scholarships from Cargill. And he just kind of started tearing up a bit. And he said, I was living in my car 6 months ago. And now you're telling me you're going to give me this money so I can get some skills. So that was, even when I think about it now, I just and he had a real turnaround in his life. And now he works in the restaurant of one of our industry partners. He is thriving. He's learning a lot about fantastic scratch baking, and he loves it. He's having a great time. So, I think that's seeing true life-changing moments, like what you always say, Sheree. We change lives. We're in a life-changing business. That's really how it feels.
So what I witnessed last night with those students last night, because I know some of their stories, and I just, I mean, I could not have been more proud. And I know how proud you had to be, and your chefs that were there last night that were working with them. And it was, they just did a phenomenal job. I just have to tell you, they did a great job.
They did.
So you have a new program called Food Management, Food and Beverage Management.
Food Business Management.
Food Business Management.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so one thing that we know about our students, well, when they come into orientation, we do an orientation when they first start the program, and we always ask the question, what do you want to do with this degree? Why are you here? And at least 50% of them raise their hands when we say who wants to own their own business, because that's the common dream of a lot of our students. They want to be entrepreneurs. They have an idea. They might have been in industry for a while and they want to take things to the next level. They just know that they want more information, and so we've designed this degree essentially for that idea that students can start businesses or can be a part of something on the ground. So the first year looks a lot like our Culinary Arts degree. They take our sanitation management along with the culinary fundamentals class, our second lab class, which is modern banquet cookery, so they learn about high volume production, our baking class, nutrition. So that first year, they're kind of all in it together. In the second year is when things change up a little bit. Rather than focusing on specific cuisines and getting a little bit more finite about information, in culinary, they are taking business classes and they're taking entrepreneurship classes and marketing classes. And then it culminates in a restaurant incubator capstone project. So they take an intro to food business management where they ideate a food business concept in groups. And then they will present those ideas over the course of a semester to a panel that'll include some of our industry partners that can go into our incubator space Flex in the food hall. And whoever wins gets to, they as a group will then execute that concept for a semester. So it will create this rotating kind of pop-up style food concept in our food hall. Yeah, it's really fun. And I've been talking to our students about it. Eyes just light up when they hear about this concept. So
they'll incubate in the food hall with the intention of then moving into owning their own business and starting up their own place.
They get
once we give them a little bit of a hand up.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to support the culinary program, what do they need to do?
Yeah,
if they want to support
there's a few different ways. I mean, depending really on what kind of level you want to be at. An easy one is coming to the food hall, coming and eating in the Envision Bistro and coming and say hi to us. If they want to really help us out, they can become part of the Henry Society, which is our foundation, which goes to support our students in scholarships and helping them get what they need to be successful in our program. Please talk to Courtney Sandel about that. And also, if you are in industry or industry adjacent, come talk to us. Let's see how we can partner. We have so many great partnerships with people across the city, in different respects, things that we do with them, and in businesses that you wouldn't even think of. But they are all about customer service in one way or another, and there are ways for us to partner with them.
So this program you took from the very beginning, day one.
Yep, I was here.
You were, and you've built this program.
Yeah.
Looking at this for almost 4 years later, because the first 2 years were kind of building, and then we got
Yeah, a lot of
started.
meetings.
Yeah. What do you say about when you look at all this? What do you think about? What do you see? I mean,
Yeah.
how do you see this today, 4 years later, from day one when you
Oh my
came
gosh.
and we had nothing?
Yeah.
Start from scratch.
I see it as the culmination of a lot of fantastic people who gave 150% every day. And I see it as the culmination of a group of people who really love their city and who really want to do something excellent for it, right? They want to they just want to make it better. They want to do what they can, take their knowledge and just make it better. Yeah. I see the people who made it happen. I see the passion of the people around me.
So you are going to forever change the food scene in the city of Wichita.
That's the plan,
You are
Sheree.
forever going to change the food city.
Well, and that's another thing I think about. It's so just it's very personal for me because I'm a born and raised Wichitan, so
Yeah.
it just means a lot. Yeah,
Right back at you.
yeah, girl.
I mean, and last night, that was the thing that I thought about those students. As I was watching all of them, I thought, where will they go? What will they do? And how will they change
Yeah,
Wichita?
yeah,
How have we transformed their lives or helped to do that? And then how are they going to
yeah,
be the future of Wichita?
yeah.
So if you look in the crystal ball and you say 4 years from now, what does culinary look like at Niche?
I see a baking and pastry program. Right?
Uh-huh.
I see more of that happening. I see extended partnerships across the college. I see a thriving flex space where students are getting really competitive to see if they can get in there, get their concept in there. I see a lot more students. I see probably far beyond more students than we ever thought possible. It's just a matter of our walls, and I see a lot more community engagement. I see a lot more offerings for our community and looking for ways that we can help, our industry partners, local restaurants, with training and continuing ed.
So get ready because
Yeah.
in about 2 years, that's going to be the busiest corner in Wichita.
Yeah,
Broadway and Williams.
I know. It's
gonna
a
be
coming.
the busiest corner with the biomed,
Yep.
with the DO school,
Yeah,
and with Niche.
and it's exciting. It's exciting to think about downtown being that busy. It was a ghost town when I was a kid, and thinking about it being thriving is
Yeah, it's going to be the most popping corner in downtown Wichita.
yeah. We need some more coffee. We're gonna need more coffee.
Well, we'll get that coffee spot open next week, and that'll help. Thank you for all that you have done to build this program. I mean, it is truly your heart, your passion, and your expertise that's done it. And
Thank you.
can't thank you enough for everything you've done to put WSU Tech on the map for culinary.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity.
You bet. Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay connected and keep exploring the incredible work happening here at WSU Tech.